Hi everyone. This video is to go over the post-lab questions from our Golden Penny. Hope you had fun watching the Golden Penny lab. We had fun making it. So on the back of the lab worksheet, there were several questions. I just want to go over those with you. These are candidates for quiz questions tomorrow. So the first question on the back, why do you think it is important to clean the penny with a steel wool first? Well, if you think about it, and we talked about that a little bit in the video as well, we want to have any dirt or impurities, any junk removed from the penny so that when we put it into the zinc chloride solution in the next step, the zinc will be able to coat just the copper. We want to have that zinc coating just the copper. We want it clean, so the two of them are going to be right next to each other so they can then react farther down. Question 2. Is this overall process a chemical or a physical change, and why? Well, we really haven't talked about those yet, and I'll talk about those a little bit later in the year. So we're just going to dive into the answer here. This is actually a chemical change. And the reason it is a chemical change, from what we can tell, is that we can't undo the process. We can't do something and make that color change back to the way it was before. That is a good indicator that it is a chemical change. Question 3, why do you think you have to heat the penny in step 6? Well, let's think about it a little bit. So we coated our penny in zinc and we're letting it sit there. And just by adding heat, we're able to make it change color. So that is a little bit interesting. Really what we're doing here is we are speeding up a reaction. We need to have those two chemicals, we need to have the two metals melt. And once they can melt, then they're going to interact to make the alloy here. So we had to get them hot enough to melt them for that reaction to take place. Question number 4, what is an alloy? What did you make in this reaction, and what two chemicals make the alloy? Well, at the top of the back page, or the post-lab explanation, we describe what an alloy is. And we say that an alloy is simply a mixture of two metals. And we also said what the name of the metal was, of this alloy we made, was brass, and that brass alloy is a combination of zinc and copper. And you can get this all at the back, on the top of the post-lab questions on the back of the lab. Number 5, would this process work with a quarter? Explain why or why not. Well, let's think about this one a little bit. We know that the penny has copper in it. Does a quarter have copper in it? No, a quarter does not have copper in it. It's made of nickel. And the only way we can make brass is copper and zinc. There's no copper in the quarter, so we won't make we won't make the brass alloy, we won't make the quarter gold. Question 6, if I cut the penny in half, will I see the gold color all the way through? Why or why not? Well, if you listen to what I was talking about at the beginning, we talked, and as well in the video, we talk about zinc coating the copper penny. Zinc coating the copper penny. We don't talk about that zinc penetrating through or getting it soaked up or absorbed by the penny. So since the zinc is just on the outside, if you're going to cut it in half, all you would see was the zinc or the brass on the outside, not on the inside. And finally, question 7, what do you think happens to the mass of the penny after it is turned to gold? Does it increase, decrease, or stay the same? So I'll pause a moment, let you think about that. If you're listening closely to what I've been saying, and maybe you need to replay the video to double check, what did we say that the zinc did? What did we say the zinc did? We actually were using the phrase zinc coated or covered the penny. So just like if you put on a coat, if you weigh yourself on a scale and then you step off and you put on a coat to cover you up, and then step back on the scale, what's going to happen to your mass? You're going to see it increase. Right? It increased because we added the zinc coating to our penny. Right? That zinc was added to the surface. It didn't replace any copper. It just stuck on top of the copper, and then when we melted it, they mixed to form the brass. All right. That's just a quick video of our post-lab questions. Remember, any of these could be on our quiz tomorrow. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Bye.